BBL 851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Welcome back to the next instalment of Aviation News Weekly, a series centered solely around covering developments within the industry that did not here on the channel get their own video, but in my opinion were interesting enough to be featured. Today is a jam-packed episode with focus being on a new development for the A330neo, order adjustments and an update surrounding Norwegian. Beginning though with some positive news, and that's with Starlux. Starlux is now going to lease 8 Airbus A330-900s. The news was confirmed over the weekend and is for the Dash 900, which, just to clarify for anyone potentially new to the industry and watching this, is a part of the Neo series. The other variant to that series being the Dash 800, which as of today has received very little interest and very few orders. In fact, this was the type that Hawaiian cancelled a few years ago after the collapse and closure of the A380-800 program. Back to Starlux though. The 8 A330-900s will be leased from the Air Lease Corporation, or ALC, a very popular worldwide leasing company, and will arrive to the carrier in the fourth quarter of 2021. But this is subject to change given the current climate. Apple Daily is a site in Taiwan, and they noted this date, but also went on to additionally say the Airbus A350s would be delayed through to 2022. So really quite a number of adjustments throughout the board. Moving across to Qatar now, and specifically none other than Qatar Airways, their order book is quite extensive with a number of different types included. However, with a global pandemic and so many aircraft set to join up when travel demand is at an all-time low, means that Qatar Airways have been actively working with both Airbus and Boeing to defer the deliveries of up-and-coming new aircraft. The airline's chief executive confirmed news, though, in recent weeks that they had agreed a delivery deferral of aircraft with Airbus, but are still actively trying to communicate with Boeing over deferrals with their aircraft. Qatar have been the one carrier, I'd argue, that have been quite consistent with what they've wanted and expected of aircraft manufacturers during this global pandemic. Qatar Airways believe that given the pandemic, both Airbus and Boeing have absolutely no choice but to agree with the demand of customers, including deferrals. So while Qatar continues to communicate with Boeing, they fully expect Boeing to approve their requests. The airline still has 20 plus 787s to be delivered, 70 or so of the new 777X aircraft, a handful of 777 freighters which will be used for the Qatar cargo operations. Moving across to Airbus, it has over 25 A350-1000s to be delivered, and then 50 of the A321neos on order. This is to top off its already expansive portfolio of jets that it currently has at the moment, albeit with the majority grounded. Our final focus switches to Norwegian, who announced at the beginning of this month a major fall in traffic as the global pandemic has struck, hitting them incredibly hard. The airline saw a decline for August of some 91% in passenger volume, noting that it fell to 331,000 passengers carried in August. This is down a staggering amount from 3.5 million that it flew for the same period only a year earlier in 2019. This, in addition, will mean the carrier will fly with limited aircraft in the sky as the months continue to pass, and will have a reported 100 plus aircraft still parked up well into the future. Norwegian, if you are unaware, have been rapidly searching for a cash injection that would see it survive in the long haul, but it's been struggling to find this, as a number of the shareholders have pulled out, and we only have aircraft leasing companies remaining, and there is only so much they can do. The airline's often been given the label of an airline that is simply having a slow and long death that is drawn out, and with multiple attempts to turn around the airline's fortunes with a cash injection coming up short, it's not really hard to see why. Selling aircraft still remains an option to secure more vital funds to keep the airline afloat, but even then the question remains of how long this would actually go on before the airline once again hit the position it is in now, and that is rock bottom. If you have any thoughts on the stories I covered in this Aviation News Weekly recap, do not hesitate to let me know. And in addition, if you'd like to see more of these occur more regularly as news starts to ramp up, even if the stories are a little bit small, just let me know and I will get to them as soon as possible. Thanks once again, and I will see you tomorrow for the next video.